Hello, folks, and welcome back to the Laundry Room Podcast with me, your hostess with the mostess that enjoys a Sunday roastess. It's Roxy Tumble-Dryer. How the fuck is all doing? You're well, and you're looking well, and you know why you're looking well? Because I can't fucking see you. It's vocal only. Welcome back to another episode of the Laundry Room Podcast. Would you believe I've been doing drag today 15 years, and by today I mean the 10th of February, because you could be listening to this in a month's time. Who gives a fuck? Anyway, I'm joined today by a fabulous guest, one of Northern Ireland's fabulous biggest comedians. It's the one, the only, the fabulous Aaron Butler.
Wow, what an intro. That was class. That was maybe do you know, it reminds me that I recently was doing a gig in I'll not say it because I don't want to give away who it was, but I was doing a gig and I was being introed on to the stage, and the guy goes, "Ladies and gentlemen, this guy is unbelievable."
I thought he was just going to, ladies and gentlemen, this guy.
No.
Walk off.
He was going, you're going to see this guy in the SSE arena very soon. And I'm like, stop hyping me up. Stop, you're making me so, I'm a loser. I'm a nobody. Like, don't be. He was like real. And the audience are like, well, we're going to see someone Kevin Hart's about to walk on stage. And then I'm like,
wee tiny black man.
It's just, I mean, yeah, sort of similar. Yeah. The depends on your definition of black, but yeah. But yeah, good to be here. I mean, the room we're in right now, it's very hard for me not to just look at everything and be in awe, because it's like an overload of the senses in the best way, because people who are listening, they can't obviously see. It's just like your outfits, your wigs, your posters. It's almost like being in a museum of the last 15 years of your career. Right now.
It's like, welcome to the Museum of Embarrassment. It's like, I dress up for money as a woman, and it's great.
Yeah.
Taxi drivers flirt with me, and I tell them to fuck off.
Do taxi drivers flirt with you?
Mad as fuck.
If you get into their taxi and you're wearing like your get up and you're going home.
We have now. There's a guy delivering. Shout out to wee John the taxi man. Sorry, wee Paul the taxi man. God love him. He's called the Dragmobile. Got a wee sign and all, and he'd pick us up. He's not a pervert or fuck all. Like, he'd just be like, Roxy, I pick you up this time. I collect you that time. That's why I just go done. Nobody sees me in the street. I just am away like a bat in the night because he's waiting to go. But usually, if you get into just a normal phone cab, they're like, how you started is to go, what are you at tonight? I'm like, I'm in the back. I'm like, fuck all, sitting like out, fuck all, trying to be as unsexy as possible, because you know what they're like dirty birds. And then they go, do you know Teddy Von Tramp?
Of course,
and that's how you know they're ready to.
They're old
school. They're talking business, and we're like, oh, do you know Teddy? Why? He goes, just know her. I'm like, do you? And they go, well, what about her? And then they say somebody's name completely wrong, and I'm like, I know her too. And then it's like, and then I remember one time pulling up in my apartment at the docks years and years ago, probably year 4 of this shite, and he goes, what do you get? And I went, what do you mean? And I looked in the front and there was the dick out, full go,
no.
but it was only the size of an acorn.
Right.
I burst out laughing at it, and he goes, that's $7.50. I was like, fuck me, that's fucking less than $7.50 an inch, get away the fuck. And he goes, you owe me money. And I told him to fuck off, walked through my gate and skipped away with a handbag. I was like, hee.
Wow.
Just flashed. I thought it was amazing. Nobody does it anymore, like.
So when a taxi man says, do you know Teddy, that somehow is an undercover covert phrase of, do you
want a bit?
Do you want a bit?
Sometimes, yeah.
Is that an insult to Teddy, or is that speaking to Teddy's reputation, or what's the deal with that?
Oh, Teddy's famous amongst them all. Fuck's
yeah.
Sakes. It's Teddy cabs.
Is Teddy still going?
Oh, fuck. It's going more than anything. Fuck's
Teddy must be in their 60s at this point.
No, Teddy's 27, 28.
Right, in drag years.
And totally meters different. And height, massive big bastard.
Right. Yeah.
Teddy Von Trump was in her 50s. She's done an episode of this a while ago as well.
Yeah.
Told me all of her secrets and lives. Like, the taxi driver, the man, she goes, well, I have that's just my way. Like, she does. I'm like, you can't.
That Teddy should have, I believe, like, their own, not reality show, but it would be nice if, like, BBC and I or someone commissioned a program to just, like, interview them and talk about that. Like,
she's done a couple of things like that.
I know they probably have, but like one that's just focused on
the daily carry on of it.
Yeah.
Where Teddy is dressed as Robert, run to the shops with a bald head.
It's been about since like forever. It is. My friend did a short series of documentaries with Channel 4 probably about 10 years ago on the LGBT community in Belfast, Northern Ireland, and I helped him out a little bit on, so I went to Maverick a few times, and Teddy actually
remember that night. It must have been a Thursday night or something, because I was out and I was like, I know that fella's face, was you standing at the door, and I was like, and I can don't ask me how I can, because I remember some weird fucking shit.
Yeah.
And I was kind of like, maybe I was like, who's that really good looking fella standing at that door? What's up?
Yeah.
I don't think I was working, but she was doing some sort of countdown or something.
There was some.
Can't remember.
Here's what I
was,
remember he was doing. He was doing a documentary that was on drag queens. Was part of it. There was also a part of it where he would talk about subcultures of the gay community, like bars and things like this.
Yeah.
But the one on drag queens, he was like, "Will you come down with me to Maverick to meet some of the drag queens tonight? I don't want to go on my own and just." But and I was like, yeah, I'm not doing anything else. So we went down and met. We didn't meet Teddy, but Teddy and me, when we walked into Maverick, when you're straight gagging in there, you immediately think, they're going to think we're gay, and I'll bet you, like, wait do you see? And the total opposite of anything. Teddy stood up in the middle and goes, you two are straight. And we were like,
oh, yeah.
Yeah, we are. And we were like, how did they know? And then you look about and you go, yeah, of course we're straight. Like, look how well made up everyone is. Like, look how clean everyone is. Like, look how well moisturized everyone's face are. Me and you're standing here in like hoodies from Primark, of course.
Everybody's fucking.
We're the straight one. And then we met Anya Bex, who was just starting drag at that point.
Oh, yes.
And so the juxtaposition in the documentary was, I think it was Lady Portia and Anya Bex, and it was comparing that, Lady Portia had been about it for so long and Anya Bex had just started. And
it was just sort of, this is how you starting it, and then this is what happens when you've been doing it so long, you look like her.
Yeah, but now Anya Bex is still going, so Anya Bex is probably like more of a, figure now, because...
Up there, as the years pass, then there's other ones begin, you're like, hello, and it's the same as comedy as well. I'm sure you've got, like, there's comedians and all coming up now, and they're like, doing the Pavilion on a Monday. I've went there a couple of times, like... Right.
Have you ever done the Pavilion on a Monday?
No.
Have you ever done stand-up outside of the context of like your own solo shows or anything like that?
Always want to do it though. It's one thing that I'm like...
What's stopping you?
Thing is, I would just had a small stroke there. I've been questioned.
We're really getting into the inner thoughts of you now. Let's figure it out.
I always just assumed. I see when you assume. That if I was to get it up all into my drag shit and land into places like the Laverage or whatever it is, or people would be like, "What the fuck's this?"
Would you ever do stand up just out of drag, like the way you are now?
Probably, but I'm like, I think the drag gives you that armor. Well, I find I'm like, haha.
So is there a little bit of, is there a wee fear, insecurity that if I'm not in the drag here, I have to be vulnerable and actually be the real me, and that's like a little bit scary?
Sometimes, yeah. You're kind of like, whereas drag is, I don't know, a character appears. It's really strange to explain it. You could be getting ready and go, and then as soon as you put on an eyelash or something, you're like, boom, fucking, and you just... the Tourette's of evil.
And you can always blame the character. You can be like, well, I didn't die on my arse, Roxy did, or I didn't like do a bad joke or a racist joke.
Always, because I always start my shows with, folks, if I say anything tonight that may upset or offend anybody, please be aware that I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And then there's a bit of laughter and everybody understands. Then if I say...
Quite current and topical.
Quite current topic there. We're going to cut that right out of there. So, well, I remember
no, you shouldn't cut it. You should beep it so that people have to guess what it actually is that you just said.
What was that word I just wrote? Or just said there?
But yeah, so you wouldn't... I think it would be good if you just went up... Go to the Pavilion some Monday night, just rock up, not in drag, and just do 5 minutes. Like, why not?
My thing is like, fuck, I do 5 minutes and I'm still there 20 minutes later because I don't fuck up.
Well, here's the thing. Yeah. I think they do flash. They do flash. Yeah.
I had to get my friend and my stand-up guys to be like, right, sit at the back of the room, and when I'm 45 minutes in, flash your torch so I know. Fucking just before 45 minutes was up, he's like, you ended with like a minute and 20 seconds to go. I'm like, fucking getting good at this now.
Yeah.
It's like, give me the next one.
Yeah, but no, I think you should do way more. Like, especially if you're interested in it. Like, do all. I mean, you could do it in drag as well if you wanted, but that also involves a process that you have to go through of hours long. So, like, sorry to interrupt you. There's a few comedians who do like some different stuff. Like, for example, there's a guy, Sean Haggerty, who's a great comedian, and he'll sometimes do a lot of stuff that involves musical keyboards, props, and things. And he'll show up to a gig sometimes with like this suitcase, and he'd have to put an aux cable in, and he has to like do a whole preparation. And I'm like, I couldn't be bothered with that. I don't care how funny the joke is. It's just so much easier to just show up to a gig, you in your own clothes, go up to the microphone, do your 5-10 minutes or whatever, get the big laughs and go. I just prefer easy.
100%.
Yeah.
So I'd be like that sometimes with like numbers. I've actually an outfit there. I'll show you when we take a break. But it's literally big giant arms that are like about 3 meters long, but it doesn't fit into suitcases. She used to carry the bastard like a big fucking special arm. It drags us straight. I guess it's my special sister.
Yeah.
It's fucking but you're like, it's funny to do it on stage, but it's the whole logistics of it. So I'd go, not tonight. You'd sit
Yeah.
go through this and go, not tonight, no.
Yeah.
And you'd just think, and then I'm like, get it out the fuck, you got it made. Swing game arms and bait Sunday. I remember I smacked a Chinese girl in the audience with it, and she was like, oh,
Right.
and thought it was great. It's just like, thank you. I was like, no problem at all. The arms and all are covered in lipstick. And everything. I've been baiting people with the arms. You just run past smacking people with big arms.
Yeah.
But tell me this, I have a range of questions because we were getting into my psyche. I was like, fucking, I don't want to do stand-up. I'll do it from behind a burqa, no problem at all. I'm like,
I think it might be worth. Yeah.
it'll work.
Go for it.
I could be like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a real pun there, but it wasn't coming out. It'll come to me later
For
on.
burqa, yeah, it's a hard one to be fair. It's hard to do it without offending someone. That's the real challenge.
As I say, if anybody's offended,
Yeah.
I don't think they'll be listening to this podcast anyway. If they are,
Yeah.
But tell me, how did you get into stand-up comedy? How did you get into it? And
Oh man,
I do remember seeing you years ago on Nordy Shore. If anybody's an old schooler from Bebo days and stuff.
Oh, I still get people talking to me about Nordy Shore. I still get like messages about it. I still get people
You
coming
were the
up to me.
half-a-head character, weren't you?
I was a guy called Sammy who had like some sort of accident that, well, we turned out the accident was because we developed it in like a further episode, was that he was auditioning for X Factor and he was tap dancing during his audition and he tap danced too fast so his feet went on fire and he just caused absolute chaos, and that ever since then he wasn't the same.
Right.
But yeah, that was the whole thing behind it all. That was the backstory, the origin of Sammy, if you will. But yeah, so we did Nordy Shore, but before Nordy Shore, like, it was just one of those things. It's probably easier growing up, the stuff that influences you. Like I always used to watch like stand up when I was young. I used to watch comedy when I was young.
Same.
So I mean, I'm like, some of my earliest memories are just watching funny films from like 6-7 years old, Dumb and Dumber, all these sort of movies.
Oh,
and you
classics.
you watch all these things and you go, oh, I'd love to do that one day. And then you get older and you go, oh, this is actually much more work than it looks like on the screen. Like
Billy Connolly or Lee Evans. I used to watch them. Billy Connolly was so funny.
They were big at the time, because we're the same age. So when we were growing up, I always remember like just VHS videotapes of Billy Connolly in my mum and dad's house.
Same, my granny granda had it, and I was like, put that on. They're like, he's dirty. I was like, I love it.
Yeah, do you know the thing about it was, like, I used to watch it and I didn't get a single joke, but I just knew, oh, he's a funny guy.
Yeah,
just because, like, sometimes you don't get it, but you just are like, yeah, that's... And then, like, weirdly, I was really into American comedians, and I used to love American TV, and that is probably my number one influence. Like, UK comedians, not that I don't like them or anything, but I would just lean or sway more to the American audience a little bit, just because I like their comedians, you know?
Who's your favourite American comedian?
Eddie Murphy's, like, my number one. Like, he was probably the biggest inspiration, even, like, in terms of when I did my Africa show, like, you know, there's probably some hints of like the promotion and stuff like that where I was looking at like Eddie Murphy, and I just he's a strange case to me as well, just because he hasn't done stand up in so long. But when he did it in the 80s, he was like he started when he was like 20, got his big break at 20, and when he did his first stand-up special, Delirious, where he's in the red leather suit, that's
right. Yes, that's
he's only 22 there, 23,
Fuck
and you're like,
off.
how can someone so young have created something just so...
Yeah.
Because it still holds up today. So, yeah.
You still listen. You could still listen to it and go, that's it. Like, I watched, what do you call that film he was in? Police.
Beverly Hills Cop.
It was all on Netflix, and whenever I have to do my makeup, I always put something on to watch, because silent room or music doesn't do it for me. So I'm like, fuck. I ended up like, that's fucking great. I had to come home from work as quick as anything to get number 2 on, right?
Yeah, the second one
Do not speak to me for 3 days. I'm watching fucking Police Cop.
Beverly Hills Cop.
Beverly Hills. And then it came to the most newest one. I was like, no, give me the old ones, or better.
I know. I mean, he's older now. He's been out of it. He's just like, he's just collecting money at that point.
I just like, Eddie Murphy, why did you fuck Mel B?
Yeah, I forget about that. And then he also had that thing with I don't know if it was a cross-dresser or maybe it was a transsexual person, but it was like an issue where... And I think that person went on to like kill themselves and stuff. It was quite dark. If you look it up, there's something.
That's where he
got
his inspiration for Big Mama's House.
Yeah, for Nutty Professor. He was like, I want to do drag.
Oh no, Big Mama's House was Martin Lawrence.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Wrong black person.
Yeah.
Sorry, everybody. I got that wrong.
It's all good.
My next question was what was going to be your influences. There we go. That was fucking
Eddie Murphy's one. Like a lot of African American comedians, like Eddie Murphy, Richard Pryor, Chris Rock, Kevin Hart were always Kevin Hart more so in the later 2000s. Did
you get to meet him when he came here?
Basically,
he was here for what, fucking 3 years?
It felt like it, yeah.
Quite a while.
I got to go and watch the shows a lot because I knew Shine Promotions, who were managing all that sort of carry on, and Shane and stuff obviously was doing support and things like that on them. He brisked past me, but that was the height of it.
Speaking of height of it, what height was he?
Oh man, he's short.
He's
He is short. Like, yeah. Like, legit. Yeah, I mean, I'm 5'8" or whatever, but he was shorter than me. I was
shorter
like,
again. You're like, oh my god, that's a wee child out of school. I'm like,
Yeah,
is this your
yeah,
first
yeah.
gig? You 19?
and he was surrounded by all the bodyguards. Let me tell you, it was funny. He had a real system where he would basically, his manager would message. He would do these shows at the Limelight, and his manager would message the Limelight being like, Kevin will be there in like 17 minutes. Like, it was so precise. It was like, and right enough, and basically the process was, as soon as Kevin arrives, gets it. Now you think if we arrived at a gig, we wait about, we go backstage, we chat to other kids, probably like when you do drag, like you talk to people in the backstage. Well, yeah.
I'm outside. Somebody going, would you come outside and get me? I'm in the taxi.
His process was, get out the taxi. As soon as he starts walking from the taxi, his next step is to go straight to stage.
Straight to stage.
He's just like straight to stage, does the gig, and then straight out again, back in the taxi.
Oh, I love a bit
again.
of dressing room banter. That's like, even for us in the show, you're like, oh, you look like a piece of shit. You know, like slagging each other. Like, your dress looks like muck. Fuck you, bitch.
Yeah.
Give it up. Boom, curtains, you're ready, because you're already had about 4 drinks and you 3 shots, and you're going to fucking go out and slay it.
Just a different level with him, though, because obviously he's done so many gigs over the years that he's like happy enough just to be like, just put me straight on, straight off again. He was shooting like a movie for a 12-hour day and then going and doing the gig, so he's probably just like, it's just work to him.
Yeah, it's just work. It was kind of like years ago when I worked for Boombox and the Maverick. We used to get the RuPaul's Drag Race when it was at its height. Well, it's still at its height, but it's kind of reached its fucking, you know, there's a lot of it now. There's drag queens falling out of fucking trees now. There's that many of them.
Yeah.
But there used to be, when they came like once every wee while, it was like, oh my god, wow, such and such. Seriously, some posters around this room with the cunts on it. And I lost my train of thought.
Oh, sorry, you were talking about RuPaul being at its peak, and like
there was some
all
of
these
them.
drag queens
I
coming
say I
out.
do that a lot. I lose my train of thought. Some of them, some of the queens would not have mingled with myself and the co-host Rusty Hinges.
Oh,
they would have been
because
like,
they're...
oh, I want a private room. I'm like, you rude. There was only 1 or 2 of them. I was like, you rude bastards. Because we were like the good Northern Irish crack. Like, John a drink.
Yeah.
I offered one of them a bag of gear, and then we all had to hide because she was off her tits. So I was like, whoops.
What's gear? What would define gear?
Like you know, the gears of like an engine of a car. It's like, do you want that? It's like, I'll take all them metal spokes.
I mean, any wonder they wanted their own room, you're handing them that sort of thing.
Toot de la route,
but
Cocaine and whatnot.
Yeah, okay, fair enough.
And this mad bitch was on it. I'm like, right, we can't get her out of here. Go and hide upstairs. So we all had to hide in the club until they got her out of the place. This mad American fucker.
Okay.
Like, right, that was great. It's like, don't do that again. It's like,
yeah.
Oh, well, it's alright. I'll try not to. But yeah, it was kind of a bit mad. They didn't want to sit with us and stuff. So we were like, man, fuck you, dickhead. And we just come on and said, give it up for her. And that was it. Like, meh.
Aye.
Bastard.
So
Still watch him on stage years ago and go, you were rude to me when you came here, you fucker.
Yeah. RuPaul's still pretty big then, yeah. The show.
Yeah, he's on like, fucking, I don't know, season 3000. I don't know now. It just keeps coming and coming. There's Philippines, there's Spain, there's fucking Drag Race Armagh, fucking Drag Race fucking Fermanagh and all. I'm like, right, we're just coming out with like bang, but it's like prides. They're turning up everywhere. It's like Belfast Pride.
Yeah, there is a lot more prides when you think about it. Yeah.
Ballymena Pride. And I'm like, they'll be coming out with fucking pitchforks and Ballymena.
I was going to say, Ballymena Pride is not going to be well attended.
Well, it's actually still coming on this year.
Is there a Ballymena Pride this year?
Mid and North Antrim Pride, yeah. Don't quote me on that.
Would they get protesters out, like people from the Green Pastures Church and all that sort of carry on?
Of course, you get all them headers everywhere, for fuck's sake.
Do they get in Belfast still? Is there still people in Belfast Pride protesting?
On the Pride Day, they're always at the City Hall, but they're not as big as they used to be now. There's only about 4 outlads.
Ozempic?
They're all down on. Well, that too, fuck's sake. There's a couple. There used to be big fucking preachers. Now they're like wee thin preachers.
Yeah.
There was a couple of outlads. There's only a couple of outlads now, and you always go past and the DJ, stick on that gay tracker, yeah, fucking you bastards.
Yeah.
But they don't really. I don't know. I think they're all just down off, and people are just like,
I mean,
who gives a fuck? Just live your life. You could be dead tomorrow.
Yeah, it's progressive.
It's very true. You could be dead tomorrow, and it's just like, do whatever makes you happy. If you want to go into the kitchen and eat a whole box of Golden Circle biscuits, fucking go for it, you Christian bitch. And then use the box for sewing. You know one of them things. Like,
I get
enjoy
you.
yourself.
Yeah, it's different times.
I know. We're going to take a short break here. I'm going to go show an Aaron my biscuit box full of loads of sewing bits. We'll be back in just a second. Here's some words from our sponsors.
The Laundry Room Podcast Live, Thursday the 27th of February 2025 at Union Street Bar, The Shoe Factory, Belfast. Doors open 8pm, showtime 9 o'clock. Special guests Rusty Hinges and Severina Bewitch join Roxy Tumbledryer for the usual hilarious podcast banter, but live on stage. Grab your tickets now, details are below in the description.
Hi. Welcome back to the Laundry Room Podcast, where I am joined this week by 1% African gentleman from DNA Results, Aaron Butler.
That's true facts right there.
That is true facts right there.
Yeah. God bless 23andMe for giving me a great bit of stand-up to base a show around.
Is that what it was based around?
Yeah, I mean, that's sort of... well, funny enough, it was coincidental when I did... So this is my stand-up show, Africa. When I did it, there was that... I did the DNA test for a laugh, first of all. Also because I was just bored and had too much money and was like, oh, let's spit in a tube and send my DNA out.
Living with your parents, and you're like, fuck,
yeah.
money to burn here. Like,
oh, you really did
when
when you do that. Like, but so I did that, and then it came back, and there was a bit of African on the DNA, and I busted out laughing. I was like, that's so ridiculous. And then it was only like maybe a year or two later, I was like, oh, that could maybe be like a bit of a routine. And then a year or two after that, I got offered to work in Africa for like a few days for a charity organization, and
that's right. I remember seeing that in your stories.
Yeah.
What were we doing over there?
Sorry, say it again.
What were you buying children, or
I mean,
going to the source?
It's awful to say this, but it did feel like a lot of the mothers were sort of looking at you being like, if you were to take my child right now, I'd probably be happy enough because you'd be bringing it to a better life, you know, like
giving you the glad eye and all, like.
Yeah. They oh man, it would break your heart though. You're like, oh, you're like, you sort of, like, not to be a bit of a downer, but you sort of, because flipping, you know, comedian or whatever, but you do get a perspective of like, we're all right here. Like, you know, like, I know we complain about, oh, it's rainy or it's fucking blah, blah, blah.
I've no gas for 2 days. Like,
yeah.
You just put a blanket on. Like,
the bus is late. They're fucking, all the road works in city centre.
Then you've got some doll hacking a sack of rice across fucking 7 kilos. And you're like, right, okay. 7 kilos, fucking 25 miles. You're like,
yeah. They legit, like, watching them, like, do that thing where they carry it on their head into the village.
I live around here where I live now. You can see a couple of girls doing it. They're baiting down with their shopping from Lidl.
I seen a girl doing it in West Belfast and it blew my mind.
There she is.
Like, I couldn't, but it was recently when I come back from the Uganda trip. It was maybe like a few months after that, and I thought I was maybe having some sort of nightmares or daydreams or some sort of terrors about going back to Uganda, because on the Falls Road was a lady, African lady, walking up in jeans and a nice t-shirt or whatever, but on the head was just full ladle bag, and I was like, and no hand, just
envy. I'm like, fuck, if I could carry him against you'd be taking props to gig if you get them on your head. You're like, where's them arms that Roxy has?
But yeah, it's amazing, like the balance they have, and balance. Just it's just something they do from a young age, and
off you go, we're bits.
But yeah, seeing it on the Falls Road was quite a surreal experience.
I thought you were going to tell me it was a wee girl called Clodagh and she lives in Poglass. She's like, I'm carrying my bits in my head.
Here, you know what I mean?
The hairspray, and this hair, that solid, it was like a level. I'm like, let your woman go wear earrings and all for balance. Go on, girls. You can't beat West Belfast now. They're a whole different kettle of fish.
Oh yeah, that's born and raised. That's me. Like, that's my people. That's
West is best.
Yeah.
I always do. I think anybody from North Belfast, you got to be even anybody from South Belfast. And I turn and go, my God, you're not students of Romanian. I'm shocked. And then you get it over a titter. I'm like, just telling you what the demographic of the area is.
Yeah.
Then I go, and West Belfast, the place fucking vibrates.
Oh, yeah.
And I'd be like, watch your handbags and purses, and if you have a colostomy bag, make sure it's attached to be away with anything. They take the eyes out of your fucking skull and the pish bag from your knickers. And and they're like, we don't steal, we only steal good stuff. I was like, oh fuck, here, great. But they're type of girls with like me working for the airline. There was type of women, anything to declare, and they'd be that quick. Like, what did you say about our Claire? I was like,
oh really? Yeah,
fuck me. And he says, do you have anything to declare?
Yeah.
Like, what did you say about our Claire? Ready. Always. What do you call that? Just waiting to pounce type of thing.
Oh yeah, West Belfast, different breed of woman. I would never want to get on the wrong side or upset a West Belfast woman in the slightest. You know, I was raised by a house full of them, so
you just got that look.
Yes, you knew your place, like you knew.
Oh god, like nowadays I find kids are like, right, come on, darling, and they're like, nah. And whenever we were younger, your man just looked at you and you're like, right.
Yeah. You told the line.
Don't even fucking dare. My man just went, hey, and you're like, don't fucking dare. You get the head taken off you, just get punched to the fucking temple, and you're like, right, I'll do it again. And then
you remember you could just dig kids.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Like, I hit one way a trolley or a week in Tesco's in my way, Berlin in a circle. I was like, maybe be cunt. And I just went straight at it. I was trying to get rid. And then there's pensioners talking, and oh love, I haven't seen you in weeks. Fucking move, take your conversation away from the chicken.
See, not to make this a gay or straight thing, but I feel like because you are gay. By the way, if this is a reveal where you go on, I'm straight right now, that'd be
actually
funny.
Have a wife.
Yeah, and 2 kids.
The kids live in this room.
I feel like gay guys can just probably use the Tesco shopping trolley to hit kids with and just be sassy about it and be cute about it, and it's funny. But if I do it, it's just
like,
full.
You just hit that check. I'm like, and what?
Yeah. And what? That's
and what?
And what?
or sometimes I go, oh, sorry. I always play stupid, and I'm not. I just down there, like, in my own world, just like,
Yeah.
oh, sorry, didn't see it. But people are like, I find even when you're shopping, they're right on top of you. Like there was a fella in the queue, like had one thing, and I turned around and was like, is there any need for you to be inside me, sir? He was that close, and he was like,
Yeah. It's the taxi man from earlier.
Fuck. It was like, did you know today? I was like, for fuck's sake, have I told you 3 times? No.
You're just trying to get your shopping.
Like,
People
for
ask you
fuck's
to
sake,
do
I'm only in
dinner.
here. It's just 3 days later. I'm trying to get my fucking bacon bits, and do you know dinner? Like, fuck off.
Depends what shop you go to and what time you go to. You see, I would be very selective on the places I go for shopping and the time. Now, the beauty of self-employment is that
anytime.
I can go. I'm pretty flexible. Do you know what a great time to go to like an Asda or an Iceland or something is? Saturday at about 8 o'clock in the evening.
That's what about.
No one's about. They're all partying. They're all in
going
the
out.
house. They're all doing their thing. It is that's a good time to go.
Do not go on a Friday to anywhere.
Oh,
That's pensioners
no.
go to Tesco's and eat Abbey. I made the
Yeah,
mistake
yeah.
of driving up there and ended up fucking just abandoned the trolley and walked off.
Yeah.
I was like, nah, it's out, all's out. And then they're all fighting for the. I love watching people fight over the clearance. I'm like,
Oh yeah.
they're all the wee girls are like fucking with their life, like doing and they're literally getting closer and closer. And for her to try and get out of there without getting completely trampled, I'm like,
Yeah.
that's a race for the death. Like, who's on reduced section A? It's like, right, it's Claire. She's stealth. I'm like, right, go Claire. Wait, like fuck.
Per Claire, yeah.
Per
yeah.
Claire
She
with-
got the bad shift.
The neck and all fucking in a neck brace. What happened? I moved too quick yesterday and I'm fucked. I'm like, there was a chicken thighs for £1. Somebody near took the head off.
The old people got me. Yeah.
They're literally like ready to go, and I'm like, it's just shite that's
Oh yeah.
like has been left out on like at the counter. Like no, maybe somebody's sausages or an cream bun's been sitting 50 hours. I'm like, you don't want that. Yeah, and it's only been reduced by about 5p.
I don't have that in me where it's like,
No.
you know, you're just constantly trying to like beat around to get like the next like no way people go to like these Chick-fil-A's all the time. People go
Oh.
into the fucking or when you know Krispy Kreme donuts is
Queuing
open
in
and
an
all
apple
that.
greens for hours over a fucking chicken burger.
I just you know what in a year's time it'll still be there and no one else will be there. It's fine.
Nobody be there. They'll be like,
Whatever.
oh, check that shit. They all run for it. Like,
It's so true.
Or Krispy Kreme's opening and everybody in Victoria
Yeah,
Square were
yeah,
getting
yeah.
boxes of them. I've tried Krispy Kreme many times. I've come through London and they're that fucking sweet. It gives me a headache.
They are sweet.
And your
like-
eyes like, holy good fuck. Am I having
Yeah.
a fucking seizure?
Yeah.
There is something about them. You're like, I can eat half of that now and then I eat another half in 3 days when the blood sugars come down.
The problem with they are
fucking
they are
wild.
diabetes in a bun. Like the issue is with them though is that they're so light, so it's like
Aye,
you don't feel like you're eating a proper donut, not like a bakery donut where you're like, oh, this is heavy, this is good.
Loving a
I can
gravy
take
ring
the
rolled in
peelers
sugar.
out with this, like
Oh,
yeah,
and you're
yeah.
like, right, look, many want the bag and the fucking sugar. Like, whoa.
Yeah. Those are good, but and look, I do.
Now I want them right now. I'm like,
I
I can't get them
know.
anywhere really unless you go to a good bakery, like a good fucking
I know, I
Shangle
know.
Road, Fold Road bakery. You're like,
I know,
we've done
I
a
know.
gravy ring.
Yeah,
Stop
gravy
it.
ring.
I rate
I
that.
know.
I'm rating that a gravy ring. Find one today.
Find a gravy.
Find a gravy ring before 4 o'clock a day. All the bakeries are
Sounds like a
closed.
gay euphemism as well, doesn't
Doesn't it?
The-
Here, love, let's see your gravy ring. Do you know today? Anything sounds like a fucking euphemism in gays. I'm like,
It can do, yeah.
show us
yeah.
your makeup
But that's
brush.
your superpower. That's like your thing.
Yeah, you can kind of. It's like me on in my other job with Cabin Crew. You say things to people. They're like, "Can I get the Cadbury's fingers?" I'm like, "Oh, you're getting fingered today." And they're like, "I get away with it." Some of the other wee girls said that you getting fingered. I'm like, "Excuse me." I'm like,
I would love to get you on one of my flights. Like if I'm on EasyJet or something, that'd be class. It'd
people
be
think that I'm gonna be like dancing and getting on like fucking, you know, like the old minstrels. Like,
But you're just like,
I'm like,
you're
alright.
over it.
Everybody, they all look like bodies. It's 186 people in seats. You don't
Yeah.
pick it. Like, you'd be standing going through thanks all the best, and then this big fucking butte getting off. I'm like, where the fuck have you been for the past 3 hours? Oh, way up here. I'm like, where have you? Like,
Have you ever? I mean, has there ever been? Because remember the EasyJet thing came out where the guys were caught bucking in the toilets. Have you ever been around when something like that's been going down?
Nobody ever wants to-
BJ's or anything.
Nobody wants to buck me in the toilets.
Well, I'm not saying
me.
you. I'm not
No, you see, Belfast people are like
too concerned. Not well, yeah.
See, to be honest, how people buck in that toilet, I don't know, because you can't even sit down for a shite in it.
Right.
Because I even say to the ladies, I'm like, how do you sit down to go to the toilet and then have a whole wipe? And they're like, oh, it's like a whole fucking Tetris box. I'm like, wow.
use that Shiwi thing that they can get. Bring those
Just
on
into a
toilet.
bottle of water, into a teacup. I'm like,
Yeah,
there you
yeah.
are, give this somebody you don't like. I'm like, how's your tea,
That's-
sir? How's your noodles? Is that them noodles you wanted with chicken broth? That's why it's yellow.
That's lovely.
Stunning, but there's no space. So anybody was, I don't know, you must have just been like, right, pivot, go,
Yeah.
do something, don't move. I've seen some people like shit in the floor and just not even lifted the toilet, just shit in the floor and no toilet roll in the toilet either. So I don't know how somebody's sitting there with dirty hours. Thought that was quite. I was like, who the fuck? I wanted to lift up PA. I was like, who shit down here? It was fucking money. Disgusting.
Oh.
Proper Scottish woman. Like, it was fucking money, yeah.
And do you guys have to, clean that then?
No, we locked it off, and then the cleaners, when we get there, they all come on like wee mice. Like,
Locked
cleaners.
it off.
Just lock the door. Like, so you're sitting eating your lasagna and just know behind this maybe 3-inch plastic partition is a shite, just like that. What's happening, chick?
Fucking
And you're just
hell.
waiting to get to Spain for the Spanish. Like, hola, buenos dias. And like, large pupo in the lavatorias. And like,
Do you
Gone
get
up.
flight miles for all the flights you take? No,
not air miles or
because you're working.
It's easy.
They
They give you none. There's good benefits of the job now. You get staff travel, so like you can go
Yeah.
anywhere for 30 quid return.
Oh,
Go to
that's
Amsterdam,
nice.
not tomorrow, but Wednesday for the night.
Oh, that's
Just for
good.
something to do.
Just to get yeah.
Alright, me my mummy.
Oh, that's lovely.
Like, get her stoned.
We mummy's stoner trip to Amsterdam.
That'll be our
That's good.
fourth time, for fuck's sake. She's like, do you want to go to Amsterdam? I was like, oh, come on, fuck.
Does she like the weed and stuff?
Not at all.
Oh, right.
No, she's a diabetic stroke survivor. Just
Oh,
goes.
wow. That's quite the combo, isn't it?
It is indeed. She just wants to go for the cracks. So I was like, Mama, go look at the hers. I'm like, all right, well.
Yeah.
They bang a wind at me, and they're like, come in. I'm like, I'd like just bend my wrist at them, and they're like,
You need the blue light district because that's the gay one, isn't
there isn't
it?
even one anymore.
Is there not?
No, it hasn't been for a long time.
Ah, okay.
I'm a real Amsterdam aficionado. There's
Yeah.
a purpley bluey light in one wee side street, but that's what you've been known as cross-dressers or TV girls, because you could look down below and there's a bit of a package going on, like there's somebody sending something in the mail. You're like,
Gotcha.
aha.
Bit
But
of a
you can also
bulge.
tell that's not a real woman as well. Like
Yeah.
me in that job of dressing up, like that's a fucking terrible makeup job. I could do better than that working that window. Then I would bang a window at people, and then they come over and I'd be like, fuck off, close the blinds. If they're stinking, no, close the blinds.
Has there
€50 the lowest rate for the ladies
for
for blowjob.
Okay, good to know. Yeah,
I know.
good to know where the market's sitting.
Sucking fuck, €50. They shout at the door and all that. I'm like, no, I'm alright. I'm sweet. It's like, I'm getting this shot to buy a load of ducks.
Has there ever been a time where you're on the plane where you've got, oh fuck, this is going down? Like
No.
See, everyone gets a fear going onto the plane when they're going, this is going to be the one that crashes.
People do. They're like, just like grabbing the armchair and all the arm of the chair, and I'm looking at them going,
Yeah.
you tis.
My go-to if I'm ever feeling nervous on a flight is just to always look at the flight attendants, because I go, if their face isn't worried,
We're like, fuck me.
yeah, so that's what you should maybe start doing for a laugh to
Just
make
to-
people
just look
nervous.
really nervous. There's times when we do come through like turbulence, and you know it's going to be turbulent because the captain goes, right, we're going to be a bit bumpy when we're coming to land, or there's like the visibility is maybe about half a meter, like
Yeah.
sorry, not even half a meter. Fuck, that's like that.
Yeah.
Between me to you, say there's a visibility, and that's for anybody listening. You don't see, but it's not far. But literally, there's
Wow.
not much fog. These things land themselves by all.
Yeah, they're like drones basically.
It just lands itself. They sit there and make sure it all goes well, and you can hear it when I'm sitting at the front, and it's like brr, brr, the autopilot switches itself off. Fucker lands. They text again. I'm like, you open the door. I'm like, where the fuck's the airport? Can't see none. But the thing landed, and there's people going, oh my god, oh peaches, oh god, Santa Maria and all them. I'm a Protestant. I don't know the names of the saints, but they're all fucking chanting saints' names. And I'm like, right, and then we land. They're like, oh thank God, and I'm like, ladies and gentlemen, we've arrived.
Yeah.
They're just really like, or it comes through the air like a fuck, like it's getting fucking shook by Godzilla, and I'm like, we've arrived in Belfast.
They say people are very, very highly emotional when they fly because of that, because of the
They're fucking insane.
everything's heightened. So like obviously you see like basically the worst of people probably in some ways.
The stupidity comes out is unbelievable. You're like,
Yeah.
are you a fully grown man? You don't know what the fuck are you doing? I just stand like
Yeah.
as keep squeezing this coat on top of the bag. I'm like, the thing bevels right.
Oh my god.
What are you ramming that puffer coat in for? You could fold that up into four and put it in your pocket. You stupid
Yeah,
dick.
my pet peeve is people who just don't know how to just organize themselves on travel. Like even when they're going through the security gate, and you're like
Oh my God.
you've obviously done it before. Like
Yeah.
you know what's gonna happen here. You
This
know
is the whole new game.
Yeah. And like even people who like don't get to put their bag above their head and have to put it a few seats back.
Oh.
You know you just
We
have
think
to
it's the
wait.
end of the world. Somebody was like, but I needed why do you need a bag full of dirty knickers above your head?
Yeah.
Tell me. Or I would say, see the way it's above your head, I'm just going to move it to the locker
Yeah.
adjacent to you, which then would make sense because you could just go to go and look at the bastard. Oh, there's near murder because you're moving the bag. And I'm like, I'd then be muttering, you fucking arsehole, I hope you get dysentery. Like, the things I've wished on people, I'm like, I hope you get the fucking shits when you get off this plane because I don't want you shit on that floor
Well,
for me.
yeah, you don't want that happening.
Don't want
again.
you to lend me because the wee Spanish girls have to go on and wipe up the shite. There's been a couple of ones out of England where the shite's just poured down the because the what do you call it, the bogs of something, maintenance happened or something,
Wow.
and the shite just trickled down the aisle and they had to come back. This was in London. A friend of mine told me about it. I was like, it sounded like a real shit day out.
Yeah.
It's a wee bit of a shit shift. But yeah, there is benefits to it. People think it's, oh my god, it's so glamorous, you get that. I'm like, nope.
Yeah, I imagine after you've done as many flights as you've done and been there as
4
long
in a day,
as
so
you've
you
been-
back and forward, back and
yeah,
forward.
you're just
It's
like you're over it.
by about 9:30, you're finishing at 11. People are like, can I just? I'm like, could you just fuck up?
So you do 4 in one day. That's the way it works. Back and forth, back and forth, back
So you
and
maybe
forth.
start at like 12, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. You go to Amsterdam and back, and then over to Edinburgh and back. Or there's
okay.
nights. There's I just did it over to Newcastle and straight back again. You're done. It's like, I've been in work for 2 hours, I'm not in for another 2 weeks. Happy days, see you then, bye.
Yeah,
And they're
that's
like,
nice.
what? And I'm like, I know, I've been off on leave since fucking end of January.
Right? Any particular reason?
Nah, they're just looking for people to take time off. I was like,
Yeah.
see, aye.
They were looking people to take
Because it's the
time?
winter with that many crew and there's not that many flights.
Gotcha.
So they were like, anybody want time off unpaid? I'm like, see ye, I'm away.
And then do you do more like work on the drag side when you do that, or do you just have like enough money where you're like, I'm happy enough just to chill?
Stop just chilling here like fucking in this room of shite.
There's
Like,
nothing wrong with that.
ah, great.
Yeah.
Kind of do my 1 or 2 nights work of drag. Sometimes more, depends. How I
You do
feel.
that at like Maverick, Kremlin. What's like the what's the spots?
I work at Union Street Bar.
Union Street.
Union Street Bar every Saturday night. And that is about it. Or if people ring me up like, do you want to do a christening, a funeral, whatever? I'm like, oh, sweet. Haven't done funerals now.
I was going to say that would be quite an appearance if you were doing a funeral. You were burying someone.
I'd find that interesting. I'd be like, well, it's up there with the fucking weirdest things I did. And speaking of my next question, what's been the worst gig you've ever done? Where it just still sticks in your mind going, fuck.
Oh man, I mean,
I know we were talking about awkward crowds before we come on, but
yeah. Oh, I'm trying to. I mean, there's so many. Like it's almost like they blur into one a little bit,
Of like-
because they're all the same sort of experience.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to remember a specific one. There was one recently. There was one last year. Was it that last? Yeah, and it was with. I'm trying to remember the name of the drag I was on with because a drag emceed it, and
oh god,
I feel really bad now because I should remember their name. Trudy Scrumptious.
Fuck.
I think
She's shite. I'm only joking. That's my mate.
Yeah.
I big Trudy.
Yeah, a fantastic drag actor who's been about for ages as well, haven't they?
Or just sitting right over your shoulder there in
Yes,
that poster.
that's literally her. Yep.
There it is.
Over my like the wee guardian angel looking after me.
Slag her off. Sorry, she doesn't listen to this.
No,
Trudy, you're a fucking.
no, I have nothing bad to say. There were, and she was emceeing it. Sorry, I say she. All these pronouns things.
Oh,
annoys
don't,
me, but you know what I mean when I'm referring to the drag act.
See, when we're drag queens, just call Dawn it.
Yeah.
Big lad, big girl. For most, I don't give a fuck.
But Trudy was doing the MC thing, and it was like some sort of charity event, and they wanted like comedy with the drag MC and like a raffle. It was just one of those ones where you're going, this just shouldn't be a gig happening right now. And
the raffle goes on for about 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Do you know what now? I think Trudy says she's trying to get in the raffle and done for fucking ages. She's like, help me.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the
they
raffle.
do go on for ages.
Yeah, some really take the piss with it. Like I had to do one when I hosted Miss Northern Ireland, and I raffling off the girls.
Like, right, you will have this all these African Arab men going out like number 4, please. You will come to my villa.
No.
There's me all done.
It was I was tearing through them. Like I would literally go here like
21, 3, 2, 1. You're too quick. Somebody else trying to get up. Fuck you, I'll come.
Oh
next.
yeah, I can do a raffle nice and quick. Like
a holiday to Bundoran for 2, but no accommodation or travel. I won that. Happy fucking days.
But it was just one of those gigs where no one wanted to be there, even the audience, and I was the last on, just dying on me arse. Like it was just awful. And then there was one in Dundonald as well. It was pretty bad, where it was in the middle. It was near Ballybean or whatever, and it was just oh man.
It sounds like a really nice social club or
I think it was something like that. And
some of those places are my favourite. When you get your drink in a stacker glass that size.
Do you know the thing about it is sometimes you'll go to these gigs, especially ones where it's like, oh, you're doing a GAA club in the middle of Dungannon, and you go, oh fuck, this has or you're going, this has every potential to be the worst gig of my life, and they sometimes turn out amazing. Where you're like, these ones are up for the crack, they're loving it. But yeah, it's just no two audiences are ever the same. You can never predict it. You never know what you're going to go into unless you're doing like a regular spot at like the Union Street, or I would be doing
even on my Saturday nights. I couldn't tell you. The one week it's like couple of girls, straight couple of hen parties and stuff, and then all of a sudden, bang! It's just everybody from everywhere. I'm like, what the fuck just happened here?
I finally know what the worst gig is. Sorry, now that I've thought about it. Here we go. This is the one I was booked for a Christmas gig at the Kush Bar. It's a members only bar in East Belfast. It's either called the Cozy. It's called the Cozy. So it's in East.
Familiar.
It's in East Belfast. It's called the Cozy Bar. Lovely bar, by the way. Lovely members. Lovely people. They had booked
just in case anybody's listening.
just in case I offend anyone over the next 5 minutes here.
We've already offend away,
because I'm sure there's some paramilitary members in that bar.
Was it paramilitary bar?
I mean, I don't know.
Was it one of them ones?
I'm only speculating. I'm only talking out of turn. It's probably not. It's probably a lovely bar.
It's my
but
favorite thing.
listen, it's basically maybe their version of like the PD in West Belfast, right? So,
oh fuck! Right, okay, nice. now.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Maybe it isn't though. I
Maybe it's
genuinely,
not,
I don't know enough. But all I know is it was basically mostly old fellas in this bar, and they were having their Christmas do upstairs, and they were like, "We want some comedy for the Christmas do." I got booked through a promotion sort of agency here, David Hull, who does some comedy and events and stuff like that, and he was like, "Yeah, go there, do 20 minutes, and that's you. Happy days." So I arrived at the bar. And some of the members are downstairs. They go, yeah, they're just finishing off their dinner. You'll go up, do your 20-minute set. They go, now, listen, if you're struggling a little bit, you can make some jokes about some of the guys up there. They were like, one guy in particular, they go, if you're finding it hard, there's one guy up there, we always slag him and say he looks like Michael Barrymore. They go, just say, there's Michael Barrymore. So I go to myself, right, okay, like that's something good to have in the back pocket just in case I need it. So
I always like I call it like a spine or a crutch or something you've got. Just, it's like these, I've always with the podcast records, something just.
Yeah, we emergency, just in case I need, we'd get out a jail free card from Monopoly, right? So I go upstairs and they bring me on stage by going, this wee fella is coming on to do comedy. Wee fella, I was 33 at the time. I'm like, all right,
just that flat intro, like
yeah.
This wee fella's coming on. He's ready.
Coming on to do and so it was all old men in their 50s, no women. It was just all fellas, and I just interrupted their night basically. So because they didn't,
I know that feeling.
Yeah,
you feel like I've just interrupted something here.
Like people always have the idea that comedy at Christmas parties or comedy at charity things, blah blah blah. People just wanna talk to each other and drink. People don't give a fuck about like what acts you book or what entertainment's on. Anyway, I was paid to show up, so I showed up and started my first minute and you always start with like a strong joke to try to get into the crowd, and it just flatlined, and I'm going, I need to pull out the fucking Barrymore card early. I was like early. Barrymore's coming out early. So then I see the guy who they told me. I go, look, that guy, is that Michael Barrymore? Silence, like a deflated balloon, like a tumbleweed. And at that point I go, that was my fucking golden gem. That was my ace in the hole.
This is where I could go from nothing.
So then the gig just turned into a 20-minute monologue where I just had to stand on stage and just rehash my material to no laughter, no energy, not even a boo. Like just literally, they literally watched me talk for 20 minutes and then I just walked off stage.
Sitting.
Yeah. And then you know it's bad when you come off and the manager of the bar is like, do you want a wee Coke Zero? Do you want a wee that was what he said.
Do you want a wee Coke Zero?
Like, because I didn't drink or whatever, and I was like, no, I'm okay. I was like, listen, I would love to stick about, but I've got to go to my next corporate here. I didn't have another corporate. I just wanted to get straight out of the bar.
I need this washed off me.
Mortifying, absolutely mortifying. And it's wee gigs I got where you go, that's work. That's not fun. That's not what you get into comedy for. Like, but you got to pay a mortgage.
You got to do it.
And sometimes you just have to take it's like fucking, like, I'm not above anything. See, if you're like, listen, there's a big truckload of money here for you to die on your arse for 20 minutes.
But guys, send me out there. Let's go.
I'm gonna like I did it again last year. No. Sorry, I didn't do the cozy bar again, but they did do comedy again. But they got someone else, and it went the exact same way. It was absolutely shite. The comedian told me, he was like, "Yeah, I don't know why they do it."
I think that them lit fellas would be the more they would want a Bernard Manning type thing. Oh, tell you what about black people.
Yeah,
yeah. Like, oh Jesus Christ.
Genuinely, yeah. And they did try get They got a one-liner this year, which should have been better, but it still just didn't work out for me. Anywho,
a one-liner is boom.
Yeah.
Nothing. You're like, oh.
Yeah. But
I have had fucking drag. You feel like people book me for weddings. Like, oh, when you come in the wedding after the dinner.
I've did weddings
after the dinner before the disco, and that is the point where you've had your dinner. Everybody's fucked. They've no interest in seeing a man dressed up as a fucking tart coming in and talking shite. Now, a good 80% of them, 85. Go great, they love it, they're all up there, but some of them are fucking awful because nobody's interested. You feel like you've just interrupted. I'm like, I'm sorry to just interrupt your day, but one lives with me, and I've told this story a couple times. People still come up to me and say, what about that when I shut the fuck up? But I just, when you know you're down on your arse, I just felt that when you were like, there's nothing, and I was like, and getting a bit of a laugh, and I was like, and you're the mother of the bride, hello my love, are you? And fucking, if anybody had a bit of banter with her anyways, if anybody wants to know tonight where the mother of the bride will be, she'll be out behind the bins getting fingered by the staff. Laughter, great. I then looked to the side of the stage. You know, there were like a wee wooden floor, so the stage put there. It was the bride just standing crying her eyes out. And I was booked as a surprise. Bride knew fuck all.
Oh, well, it really was a surprise.
And I was like, go take a short break. I'll see you all in about 10 minutes. Fucking had to get away to the side of the girl who booked me. I was like, what the fuck? And she's like, I thought she'd like this. And I was like, right. I already had the money in the handbag. I was like, I have to go. I'm away. The bride and her new husband started fucking fighting over it. He goes, "Only a bit of crack." She's like, I was away like fuck. Still couldn't tell you who they were or anything about them, but I hope they're still married.
Wow.
I've never felt like, oh my god.
Yeah, that nervous intensity.
And it was like,
the
if
butterflies.
anybody wants to speak behind the bins getting fingered, and that's just usually my banter, like crack.
Yeah. What do you expect from a drag queen?
Oh, I'm not going to stand there going, "Oh, the Lord says come forth."
Oh yeah, congratulations to the couple.
It's like, well done.
Yeah.
Now I actually have a whole booking process. I'm like, now, you want to book me? That's no problem. Here is what I do.
Yeah,
I'll explain to you. Okay, I want the brides and brides, grooms and grooms, brides, whoever the fuck you're marrying. I want the two of you on the same call together to agree to this, because if it's something and you're not happy, and then I have to stand there like that again. No chance. So now I do weddings and I fucking love it. And I'm in the middle of grannies and all, fucking sticking my hands up her skirts and all, fingering them. Grab the set of old ditties and all.
You're like the pleasure boys. You are.
I swear to God. Slap the big 10-inch dildo that I brought with me in a handbag off their faces, going, "Do you like that?"
Class. That's wholesome.
As I say, stick a dress on, things you get away with. Fucking great.
Well, yeah, I can imagine. Yeah. Drag is like such an art to me. Like because it's encompassing
everything.
Yeah, like is there drag artists that lean more heavy on like the lip syncs and the dancing and the music, and then other ones rely more heavy on the banter?
Yeah, there's a lot of, like, for me, I would say my strength is talking. My strength's all, actually, to be honest. I'm not going to fucking put myself down. I'm brilliant. I'm fucking brilliant.
Of course, yeah.
Great. Lip sync fucking do more comedy. I love it.
But you enjoy the chatting more. You enjoy the crowd work more.
If you feel you're getting something in the crowd, it like spurs you on. If there's laugh, it sounds like real. I'm but it's a comedian thing. Or you, if they're laughing, you're going. It's just firing it out, firing it. I'm like, I'm on all fucking cylinders here. Oh my god, this is great. And then I go, we're gonna stop while we're ahead. Do you want some cabaret? And they're like,
yeah.
Right, I'll see you in a minute. I'm away for a fag. I've done my bits here. Fuck great. But no, it's good fun. I enjoy it. Like, there is nature. Like, it's an effort. It is a fucking effort. People think it's just fine dressing the way you go, and even people that are wanting you to come think, "Oh, sure, you can just get." I was like, it takes me fucking ages to get ready, and I'm not. It's not fucking 80 quid and then a pier. Get the fuck. There's a fee. It's not cheap. And then people go, "Oh, I didn't think you'd be that dear." I was like, I didn't think you were that much of a cheap cunt. It's like, thanks very much. Get in contact with these other girls. They'll come to your fucking house for 50p.
That's it.
House parties, never again. We don't do those either.
There's a price. Oh yeah.
Awkward house, like.
But you say you don't do it ever again. If you were offered the right amount of money, you would do it.
Now here, if it was a nice big fucking house, and one of those ones you'd win in McKinney competitions,
or
one of these big fucking not a fucking 4x4 terrace house in the middle of the West. Like, that's a bit awkward. Again, but if there's a lot of money,
depends what they're offering. Might be a drug dealer in the West.
I know. Well,
might be someone who's got a lot of cash on hand.
I know, and they're like, here, there's that, and then there's a wee bit extra for you. That's right. I did a wedding in Spain there during the summer of last year. For two wee gentlemen, and outside of Madrid in Toledo, about an hour outside of Madrid. So I spoke in Spanish and English, and because he was marrying a Spanish fella, and I was like, I'd love to get married. I'd love to get married. I wouldn't have a fucking drag queen at my wedding. I love you as a stand-up comic. Come and be awkward as fuck.
Oh god,
make me laugh. Do you ever get this is completely going the opposite direction, but get in comedy, but in drag, right? There's sometimes we'd be at a show and you'd have other off-duty drag queens or up-and-comers. I'm doing the rabbit ears here.
Like open micers? Like open mic drag queens?
Open mic drag queens just start. Actually, isn't open on a Thursday night.
I'd say there would have to be. Like, they have to start somewhere.
We used to do 1 year ago, myself and Rusty and Rusty Hinges and the Maverick was like open stage. You used to come along. We were music on a CD. This is how we're talking time here. Like,
wow, yeah.
And then you could get up and perform. Now they do it on a Thursday night in the Maverick, and it's open stage. So if anybody's never done it before, it's like, go for it.
Right.
And I'm like, wow.
Does that happen every week?
Every single Thursday, yeah. So it's like,
I might call down one night just to watch.
I'll dress you up and you go do it.
Oh god, no.
Nobody will know who you are.
I couldn't.
This is Amanda Butler.
I absolutely.
Nobody would know with that name. Like, who the fuck's Amanda Butler?
Well, no, if you reverse my Aaron backwards, it's Nora. Maybe I could be Nora. Nora Real Tub. That's Aaron Butler backwards. I could be Nora Real Tub.
Nora Real Tub?
That's a good dress. That's a bad drag name. It's good. No, we joked about the drag names before, like Booby Sands and
I listened to that. That I found very, very funny on Shane's podcast. We're like,
Booby Sands or something. Yeah, Booby Sands was one.
Booby Sands.
Edwin Fruits was one. There's Paul Gimp Maskey. That was another one. Anna Low Tits. Like
Anna Low Tits.
There's so many.
She's dead.
Yeah, I mean,
her tits are low.
I didn't kill her.
Her tits are very low. I didn't kill her. I know people do it. Guess who's dead?
It's also if like you make a joke about someone and they are dead and they're going, I can't believe, and you're like, well, I didn't kill the fuckers, like, you know what I mean? But
something's like, oh, I can't believe Michael Jackson's dead. It's like, been dead for fucking years.
Yeah, he's been dead for fucking 15. Is it 15 years?
Very long time.
Yeah, 2009.
That was another one of my old drag looks. I used to do Michael Jackson.
MJ.
I done it for Halloween one year and looked great, but it was only like in certain lights and
jacket and all. Yeah,
it wasn't really. I thought it was just an old red. It was terrible, but I thought I looked the dog's balls at the time. I think I could do it better now with makeup and really be like fucking.
Really hone it in.
He.
You were talking about open micers and stuff there. What was that leading on to?
See, this is where tangents in this
fine.
fucking podcast.
It's good to talk.
It does get you places. Would you ever find if comedians would somebody or starting would come and sit in the front or sit near your show and just be like,
do you know what?
Straight face, not laugh. Like,
not as much these days. It used to happen probably like in the early days. I'm talking like 2009 to like 2011. There was a real, especially the Pavilion on a Monday night, there was a real vibe of like, we're only going to laugh at our mates. We're not going to laugh at like anyone else not in this little circle. And there's loads of that and stuff like that. But that no longer exists now. And I think it's a much more supportive place. And you would probably find that more than anything, they would be maybe the first people to laugh at stuff now.
I know they're more supportive. I found that for a while we used to get a lot of queens who would come to shows and would just sit and stare at you. They wouldn't clap, wouldn't do anything. And I'm like, so I go backstage with the other ones. We have fucking fodder in the front row. Fucking clap. Then I come out like, I go back and go fucking mental with a fag in my hand. Yeah, with no wig on. Fucking throwing the wig across the room and all. Dressed as fucking Danny Zuko. There was one night I was having an argument with something. Fucking, I was dressed as Danny from Greece, just in a pair of like black leggings, black t-shirt with a weird ass wig. It was like. And then 2 minutes later, please welcome to the stage. I got chills. Just literally from argument to that. I was like,
just flick it straight on and off.
It is literally like, you come through the curtain. I'm like, good afternoon. The voice all changes. It's like radio voice tonight, live on the show. It's me, Roxy, with the fantastic. And then like, so anyway, what was you saying? Just changes.
There is quite a parallel similarities to the drag scene and the comedy scene in some ways, especially when you like have like these open micers and people starting off and then progression and people, you know, going to the next level and stuff like that. How long would it take like an open mic drag queen person to like really find their way and like maybe like start to like really get involved and be a part of the scene and then get paid? Say for example like an Anya Bex. I remember my friend did the documentary on Anya Bex when they were just starting, and they were really like, I remember Anya being like really on it and really like addicted and like
she's fantastic,
passionate, like real passionate,
very
about
passionate,
it.
making stuff from scratch, like always turning out the outfits everything. I'm like, fuck, you can sew and everything. I can't sew fuck all.
That's
I
right.
like small hands from China that can do a lot of work for me. I just pay the money. It arrives at the door with Royal Mail and I go, that fits. If it doesn't fit, we'll sell it on for twice the price. It's called bad selling. That's why everything you look at here it came with the family. And then I've put them up and they all live in the street now. I like to do my work for the children.
Yep, absolutely.
But yeah, it could take sometimes you see something like myself, I would see something and somebody go, you're not doing this just for a bit of crack for a couple of weeks. You actually want to do this as something to do. It's kind of like I'm into comedy at the minute. It's like, no problem.
There's a lot of that. There is.
You can see through it. What's real, what's not.
You're like, I know that you only want to do this to get popular and get like likes and stuff, and it's like,
or somebody told you in TikTok from your ranch or a gig you should do comedy. It's like, no, you shouldn't. You should go back to begging for fucking Clart or whatever it's fucking clout. Dirty Clart. That's something I scroll through TikTok and look at these people in their beds, their hair not washed for 3 days and go, why are people giving their good money to this lazy big bent?
There's TikTok is such a revelation because it's exposed like some of the best things in the country, but also some of the maybe the worst things. And it's like
stuff.
It's like you get what I kind of like about it is you get a real spectrum of like, this is what the real Northern Ireland is like. This is like,
It's like the Working Class podcast. They bring all the whiffs and strays.
They're an interesting bunch of lads. Like in some ways I give them credit because they found an audience and there is people that tune into it every week and so like you go, well, there's a market for that. And then
Chazzy Shankle and Anna I was going to say Anna Lowe.
Flipping Chazzy Shankle, R.I.P.
I know, legend herself, and Owen with the teeth. Like, think of all the cans he opened to them teeth. Fucking brilliant lad. Brilliant lad. Them teeth were doing loads of work. Fuck's sake, around the Sandy Row area. Them teeth have actually helped take the Boyne Bridge down bit by bit. Fucking that one tooth, that chiseler. It's like, ding, 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 ding. It's like, you're doing brilliant, son. Well done. That's how he's getting his drug money. Anyway, that's allegedly. Allegedly. No, it was Anna Christian actually they had on as well, not Anna Lowe. Fuck's sake, I'm too busy talking about Anna Lowe.
Anna, the nun who's got a
She was a character.
Yeah, I watch these people and it makes me feel a wee bit sad sometimes.
Makes me feel good about myself. I'm like, I'm
I
actually
mean,
doing all right.
Yeah, in perspective, yeah.
Are you running about the town in a bed sheet?
Yeah.
That's my
I go,
question.
you know what, life's not too bad, isn't it? I'm doing all right. Yeah. Whenever you have like imposter syndrome and stuff, you're like, oh, do you know what? It's fine.
Like, am I actually doing this? Am I like?
Yeah.
Funny, I came to you'd warmed up for Shane's Odyssey. In the SSE, sorry, not the Odyssey. It was the
SSC, that was the Tea With Me podcast one.
That was indeed, yes.
I found that one hard. That was difficult for me. Like.
How does it feel to be up in it? I know, I say I've done places like the Mac and like, I'm like, every time I go bigger, and I'm like, fuck. But when it goes that big, you're like, Jesus, is it like you don't see anybody, or you only see the front row?
So I've done the SSE twice now. Second time I did it was with Kieran Bartlett, and I had a much better time and had a great set then.
I must say, Kieran Bartlett, fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Sure, absolutely.
Days we dirties.
That's what he calls his wife. Her knickers. He'll hate me for saying that, by the way.
Fuck, if he listens to this to hear that, I would be all biz. I'm like, would you come and play guitar in my back room, Kieran?
Oh, look, someone will send it to him, I'm sure.
I have a couple of outfits you could get into.
Oh, flip.
I'd love to do him up. Look gorgeous.
But I did it with so you went to the one I did with Shane's podcast.
I think I've been at both, actually, to be honest.
Oh, okay, then fair enough. Now,
I follow you around.
That's fine. Do you know, it's funny. I'm very blissfully ignorant, and I try to be anyway, because I think it's just the way I like to be. But I think I went out to the National for the first time, like maybe in 2022 or something, after like lockdown, after all the podcasts had taken off and stuff like this, and I was like, oh shit, like. I'm actually getting people coming up to me much more than I thought that would.
Yeah.
It was just like, oh shit, like people
overwhelming.
It was just like, oh, more people know me than I think, and I should probably pay a bit more attention to that in some respects, you know. But
I always remember years ago whenever I first started driving, then people knew who I was and were coming to talk to nights out, and I was like, hello.
And do you know what the mad thing about that is that they maybe have talked to you before and you just haven't remembered the experience, but to them it's been like a real memorable thing, and I feel bad about that because I get people doing it to me as well. Like, I
was like, I met people tell me there's something about in drag queens will come up to you and just maybe it's yourselves as well. If you're just catching like, I watched your shows, brilliant. My granny had died. It just brought me. And I'm like,
oh, you get a bit of that.
Blah, blah, blah.
Get a bit, and you get some messages of people being like, you helped me for a hard time and stuff, which I think is beautiful. And
I love that.
Me
I am
too.
So glad that I could do that for you, because with my weird ass sense of humor and fucking shit that's all over the place, like as this podcast, it's been going for a year. The people of this day going, it makes me laugh so much and work, and it gets me through the day. I'm like, I'm so glad I'm helping out,
right.
in ways, shapes, and forms that I didn't know I'm doing. But fuck me, great.
But yeah, performing at the SSE is like nothing can prepare you for it. You're obviously nervous backstage. It's just a surreal thing to be like, oh, there's 6,000 people out there, or whatever it was, and you're just like, but then you also have this moment of perspective where you go, well, here's the thing. Whether you go out there and you have the best gig of your life, or you trip over and fall on your face, or you die in your hole, or you say a joke that doesn't go well, regardless of what happens when you're out there in that 10 minutes or whatever it is, you're still just going to wake up and have breakfast tomorrow. You're still just going to be in your house. You're still like, nothing's going to change in that way. So
not really.
In that respect, you maybe shouldn't overthink or panic about it and just go out and do your thing at the end of the day.
There's times I would be getting ready for gigs. It's something. I find it getting into the unknown.
So
if you know, you're like, it's right. It's getting into the unknown. Sometimes you're like, and I'm like, fucking have a fig, have a shot of Jägermeister,
anxiety,
and a fucking orange, and then I just find as soon as you get out there, it disappears. Do you ever need a pish before you go on stage, and as soon as you go out, it disappears?
Maybe it can happen,
As a drag queen, we were obviously numbers, and I'm on stage on and off, and I'd be like, fuck, I need a pish, and as soon as you go on, the stage gone. I'm like, and then all of a sudden you're like, fucking hell, get me in the door. I'm gonna actually, I pish myself at the front door once.
Maybe a prostate issue. You might be getting up there, and you might need to check that out.
I was coming home. I was like, I'm gonna piss myself in the back of this taxi. Oh my god, got the door, couldn't get the key, dropped the keys, and just pish myself. I had to put the tights and the shoes in the bin.
I'm glad you at least put them in the bin. That's
no, actually, they're doing it for sale.
Like,
anybody want these pished out shoes?
I bet someone will figure it out.
There's a market out there. There's
for sure.
Cabin crew.
There's perverts.
Cabin crew girls' shoes and tights. The ladies I work with sell them. There's fellas that love them, and I'm like,
wow,
the fuck. So when the shoes are completely fucking done, with like bin juice and all, and from carrying the rubbish and all of playing, the shoes are fucking done. They look like they've been attacked. And then the girls like, they're getting sold on Cabin Crew shoes or Cabin Crew tights or something.com.
Wow.
Full site dedicated to it. And these fellas, I'm like, why the fuck am I not selling my drag tights?
You should.
I know, they're fucking bugging.
The
Them girls, they can have them washed or whatever they want.
so fellas, when they get the shoes, are they just sniffing them? Is that their thing?
I think so, because I mean they're only a size 4. You wouldn't get fuck all in them. Like you wouldn't be able to walk around the house in a size 4 Clark shoe. But I think that is the idea. Like
that's mad.
That is
here. Each their own.
Each their own.
I'll not judge anyone's.
In my head, I'm
kinks
like,
and
I can just picture this fella with a pair of tights, like just trailing around his neck, choking himself from the door handle, like.
Well, that definitely happens for sure.
That definitely. I'm like, oh, I love fucking cheesing up those days. I'm like, freak bacon roll. I'm like, oh, dirty bastards.
Yeah. Oh, the SSE. Sorry, I still haven't answered your question.
I know we're still.
When you go out to the stage, you don't see anything.
Don't see anybody.
And what's weird is you're just performing to like a black void.
Yep.
It's very, very weird. Like, you obviously have probably had experience of stage lights yourself where, like, you can't see anything.
You can't see.
But this is like another level. This is like being in your own mind almost. It's kind of a weird experience. You can see the stage and the ground.
And the stage is fucking massive.
Well, that's another thing. Like,
all of this spin, you're like...
The stage is like the size of a 5-a-side court where you're like, and like, you'll notice a lot of comedians when they do it for the first time stand like still because they almost... have never, like, when we perform in places like the Empire, Lavery's, whatever it is, stages aren't that big. No. So then when you get a big stage, you almost don't know how to use it.
Because I do walk around a lot. Like when I'm talking, I
do as well. I try to.
I'm trying to move around. Go, oh, look over here.
Yeah.
But I was in the Montella Hall, actually. We're doing a show, and I was like,
that's a big stage.
That's a big stage. And I was like, me and this fucking thing. I was like, what do I do? Just dance in this 4x4 square and hope for the best. I'm like,
yeah.
But it's just like, oh my god,
it's a big room. I performed there recently. I did a few support, and I've did their comedy club and stuff like that. Mandela Hall's a bit of a sad tale because the old Mandela Hall used to be epic for comedy. It used to be like the venue people wanted to play. And now they've rebuilt it, and the room now is just, it feels cold. It's too big. It's like square. It's like an assembly room.
Lovely dressing room though. Trudy Scrumptious actually done a night of 1,000 Madonnas last year, and so we're all Madonna. That's where the roses and all came from. So Madonna fucking stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
So I was Isla Bonita, our Spanish doll, coming out with fucking roses, and that stage was huge. I'm like, holy good fuck, amazing.
Who's the last version of Madonna? The current version of Madonna, that's not the one you want to pick from the hat. Like,
fuck, it had to use prosthetics and all, like her face shape.
It's like a Bo Selecta mask.
It's like a 50p.
It's shiny.
What sort of face do you want? Like a 50p piece.
Yeah.
All the fucking shapes.
Is she going out with a young fella?
I couldn't tell you.
I know Cher's going out with like a 39-year-old guy.
Oh, fuck, she's still on life support. Brilliant. Go ahead, Cher.
Sure. Fucking, I'm a big fan. Look,
I think she's amazing. And then, have you heard the Northern Ireland tribute act for her? And the wheelchair? Wheelchair?
Sorry.
It's one of my jokes on stage.
Okay.
I'm like, ladies and gentlemen, Northern Ireland's...
I thought that was a real thing.
Like, what? I was like, oh my god, rolling in Memphis and all this. I've been rolling in Memphis. Wheelchair. I would love to see somebody in a wheelchair doing that. I'd be like... That's a fucking on top market right there. You and your shit break. Like, what is it? It's like, hits like Rolling in Memphis.
Yeah.
Other one, the Dark Lady.
What's
Disabled lady, laughed intense.
You turn back time.
I turn back wheels.
But yeah.
Wheelchair. Yeah, again, brain loss. I keep doing that. It happens quite a lot to me. So yeah, you went to Uganda, and in your comedy special, the bit that I love the most is it's so sad and terrible. But on the other hand, then you're just people walking around in t-shirts that have been donated.
Well, they were, yeah. And like, I think there was more to that joke that I didn't put in because it wasn't quite working. I'm trying to remember what it was, but I remember
it's just the people donate your clothes.
So you get the bag sent to your door, you donate your clothes, and then they do go out to Uganda, and so. That was me seeing the result of it firsthand.
I've seen someone TikTok these kids in ones, and I'm like, what the fuck is that? But it was like some fellas walking along getting water, just say Sheila's hen do.
Yeah, like, it does. It does. It's got like Mickey Mouse ears on it and stuff, and then you've got like the boys in the Celtic kits, and you're like, oh, that must be the supporters club out here in Uganda. And then like there was a few other ones as well. I can't remember what it was, but there was like there's people wearing like R. Kelly t-shirts and stuff, and they're like, I don't think the news has gotten out here yet that he's not a good guy.
He's famous. I get that t-shirt on.
Yeah. But oh man, the outfits are funny. Like
I did laugh at, guys. If you're actually listening to this, it is available on YouTube.
Free
comedy, free. You don't have to pay no money.
I know.
It is
what a
called
delight.
Africa, and I tell you what, you fucking laugh. You really will.
Did you like the bit about the gay guy messaging me?
Oh,
Did I keep that in? I think
it's
I
in
did
there,
keep it
and
yeah.
see for a good 10 minutes. I was like,
Was that me?
I was like, I used to text him, "Oh, you're lovely."
No.
You sure you're
It
not
wasn't.
gay? No, I'm not. Leave me alone.
I,
Like, all right, well,
I promise it wasn't about you.
It's
But
like-
there was a legit gay guy who sent me a picture, and I was like,
just
oh shit.
inundated. Like, would you fuck off?
I was just like, ugh.
Sometimes being too nice, just like, would you fuck off?
I am too nice. That's the problem. Like,
You're
yeah,
just like,
yeah.
fuck off. I'm not interested.
I
It's
do.
ugly.
I do just block or like mute or report or whatever it is. Like I don't go.
Thank God
I,
you never muted me.
I don't get.
I got to hear the day. I was like, thank God. you never
I don't
muted
get
me.
into fights with people or anything. I think I'm not that level of
I know. I just sometimes
troll.
just read. Sometimes when people writing comments, I'm being advertised for something, say in the Balmore, and you get these fans. It's a fucking disgrace. I'm like, fuck up, you're a disgrace. I go into their profile, get a picture of them, and go, that's a fucking disgrace. These keyboard warriors.
Oh, the
dickheads.
keyboard, man. That fucking that's tough to deal with in this day and age.
You'd
Like,
be sitting just like, oh, this is great, and then go, look at the state. That's a paedophile. I'm like, get the fuck
I
up.
know.
How the fuck is it a paedophile? That's when I'm on. I'm gonna find out where you live and come to your house, stick my dick through your letterbox, you cunt. Fucking paedophile, you fucker. Can't stand that when you're getting fucking mixed up with these fucking weirdos. I'm like, just because I wear women's clothes and stick my dick up my back doesn't mean fuck all your kids fucking ugly. I've no interest.
But no, the Uganda, yeah.
I love the t-shirts. Actually, that made me laugh so much. The fella tortured. Did he just disappear into the abyss?
What guy? Oh, the gay guy.
The
in
gay guy.
messages? I think I just had to mute him, so he maybe still messages me, and I just haven't.
Oh my god! Go to
picked up
request.
on.
I see if I know the name. I'm like, who the fuck is
It
it?
doesn't even come through there anymore. It's
It's
one of those. I might have just straight up
like,
blocked. To be fair, like
No more,
yeah.
folks. If anybody wants to send their dick pics, please do. Yes, this is and if you want to send a tit pic, and ladies, if you're listening, if you're lesbian, send a tit pic straight over.
But yeah, look here. He shot his shot. He tried his best. There's maybe different ways to do it.
Maybe there's different ways to do it. Don't torture
Different ways to
me.
go about it. Yeah. It does remind me that because I have friends who are obviously from the gay community and
I
stuff
love
like
your.
that.
I'm friends, you know how
I
gay
know, yeah. I'm trying to be very politically correct.
This
I've gay mates.
This isn't politically correct on this podcast. We
I
say
know,
fucking anything. I don't care. Like,
but that's the problem with me now these days. That
Yeah,
I'm
we
always
have to be
I'm always
careful.
second guessing everything I'm saying because I'm going in 5 years' time someone's going to pull this out of a clip and fucking try cancel my career.
see, this would be me. I'm like, I could end up doing. I don't know. People would you not go to RuPaul's Drag Race? Like, no,
Why would you not do it?
no interest in it. It's the fan base are fucking insane.
Okay.
See the people that watch it, they're mental. They're like, her dress was that wig. So much to say, but
Yeah.
don't do it. They've never ever set foot on a stage. They just
Comedy's like that as well.
Same thing.
People have a lot of opinions about comedy, but
I can do that.
actually haven't.
You're as funny
yeah.
as a fucking shite coming through a cheese grater. Fuck off.
Yeah.
But it's these people drag. I know, and I was like, you don't. You sit in the front row like that with face stripping it. You're a cunt.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't put myself through that mental because I already have enough fucking mental problems with anxiety and whatnot.
But one of my gay friends
Thanks,
is
fucking Beatrice.
obviously on the Grindr app. The famous and
Grand.
he would show me the messages he gets on it, and
Oh, bye.
Grindr goes hard.
Oh, fuck.
Like there's no chill with Grindr.
It's
There's
just like
no foreplay. There's no.
No,
it's like
you want fisted? What, excuse me.
yeah. It's
4
like,
o'clock on Monday afternoon. You want fisted?
yeah.
What?
Here's the dick. Here's the arsehole. Which one are you
Like,
interested in?
Fellas
Like,
are sitting in an afternoon on a Monday, sitting on what do you call Tina? What's that drug called? What's that? It's called Tina. I don't know what it is.
it's a drug.
Crystal meth, is it? Or,
Oh, okay.
one of these ones you inject, high and horny. I'm like, on a Monday afternoon at 3 o'clock. Have you nothing better to do?
What, like is it a drug that makes you sexually aroused?
It just makes you fucking. It's.
Oh,
hold on,
wow.
I Google. I can Google Tina. Let's bring me up Tina Turner. I'm like, no.
I'm gonna learn some stuff here.
Crystal meth. Yes. So playing and partying with crystal meth or Tina might be fun and manageable. And it could be. Oh, it's about like a chaotic. What's this? London Friend. It must be about getting off your tits and all. Basically, it just lowers your inhibitions and you just turn into a real hooer.
Okay.
Yeah. I wouldn't be into that at all. Not my kind of thing. But this is sort of in the middle of the afternoon. I'm like, why are you off your tits and drugs in the middle of the afternoon? I mean,
My
okay.
when
Each to their own again. As
when
always.
my friend was doing the documentary series on the gay community here, he did bars and stuff like that, and one of the bars he was following was arranged a Grindr meetup in a lunchtime off work. So
Okay.
he's like,
of an hour here.
so he was like, I've like 30 minutes here. We've booked Benedict's hotel, and there's 3 of us going to all just fucking get off of each other and then go back to work.
I see for me, like I'm not paying 170 quid for a hotel to leave.
I want the night.
I
want the breakfast the next morning.
Benedict's as well. I'm like,
I know.
What about the Hilton or fucking
or
the E-Top? It's only £49 a night.
I know.
It's less fucking money out of the bank. But I'm like, no, none of you go to your own fucking house.
Yeah.
No, just go to a hotel and wreck a bed. Oh, mad. I sound like a real fucking prude. I'm like, no, that's not my game.
Again, to each their own.
I'm more like
whatever they're into.
I'm more like Ned Flanders at the end of bed. Like, let's pray, and then we'll get into bed in our pajamas. I'm like, right, that's enough. Good night. Okay. It's like when he touch once a year.
But that's it. People have this perception that like, oh, gay guys must be just edit constantly, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, they're just normal people. Like, I'm sure there's probably some that are more sexually charged than others. Yeah.
Oh god, yeah.
Like,
although my door never gets knocked because of drag. People must think I'm dressed like that 24/7.
Right,
as well.
right.
And on Grindr, I just get a message. All right, Roxy. I'm like,
yeah.
fuck off. This isn't the place for this. I'm trying to find my husband, not fucking be heckled.
But then straight guys must be like,
oh, you get tortured by them.
yeah. I mean, straight. I'm using the term straight very loosely here.
Oh, boy. There was one recently on my Instagram. It was like, do you want to be my sugar baby or whatever these say? Is it TikTok or Instagram? Was it? And I was like, can I help you? I just wrote, can I help you? And he was like, I pay for everything. I was like, tell me how. Because I was going to be like, right, go.
Yeah.
Here's like, this foolish fucking spiel. Hello, pretty. So I'm like, yes, fellas, definitely English is not the first language. I would like to extend an offer to become your financial benefactor spelt wrong, and provide you with the support you may need. I believe that you deserve to be taken care of, treated like the queen that you are, and have the opportunity. And I was like, yes, how will you do this? Good, thanks so much for taking your precious time to write back. I saw your profile and was like, very beautiful lady. I was like, right. All it entails is being my sugar baby and makes you happy. Keep my company when I'm online. Make me smile, be loyal, say funny things. No sexting or nudes. I was like, well, that sounds alright. So I'm like, I've never had a sugar baby before. How do you get this and it's not a spam? I made a vow to God in heaven that I'm going to help everybody that comes in contact. I was like, good night.
Well, you lost them there, yeah.
Nah, you lost me there, son. Sorry, but I was going to be like, here's my third PayPal account. That if you do hack it, there's no money on it.
Oh,
send me date. Give me money.
I knew a girl years ago who was like had a guy on her Snapchat that was like he got off on sending her money but for nothing. It was called like financial domination or something like that, and he was like she didn't have to do anything in return. He was just like, yeah, this makes me feel humiliated and stuff, and he just would send her like 90 quid on a night out and stuff. It's like madness.
For anybody who wants to send me money here, fucking here, that's my PayPal.
By the way, yes, if anyone just wants to randomly send me money and I don't have to do anything in return,
we'll take it.
Please, if it makes you feel better.
I'll set up on a PayPal or a Venmo or something. I'm like, would you send me an arm money? We'll split it in the middle. It's like after this episode.
Our new business, yeah.
Like, send us money.
Yeah.
Like, who are you? And you could send us pictures out of some Russian doll. I'm like, that's me. I'm like, my name is Vrishkonchka. What a fucking cunt. Give me all your money. I'm like, alright, well. But yeah, that is a thing. Like, I'm just send you money. I'm like, right.
People are into what they're into. I'm not going to shame.
You must have money to burn if you want to give it away. Like,
or you're just stupid and dopey as fuck.
Could be.
Is also another thing.
Yeah. I don't know. As it's a running thing. Whatever you want to do is what you want to do. For fuck's sake. I love that. But yeah, before we go, there was one thing in the podcast which I was talking about earlier on. But it's like, tell me about your granny's cat, Martin McGuinness.
Oh wow, yeah. Now, here's the beauty of comedy is this: number one, taking real life events and turning them into something that is like art that happens on stage.
Fucking right.
And I've had stuff like that's happened recently that I'm really excited about for my next show that I'm doing material for. But anyway, when I remember there was one Christmas that we were all having like the family Christmas gathering, and we went round to Granny's house for a bit, and it wasn't Martin McGuinness at the time. At the time, it was she thought that this cat that'd been hanging around her bungalow was a reincarnation of her friend's dead husband, and
right.
And I then started making jokes about it, being like, "Oh fuck, there's John," you know what I mean, or stuff like that. And then, now the problem is when you do stand up, to get the context of her friend's dead husband would be very difficult to put it. So I just called it Martin McGuinness because it was just
it's the reincarnation of Martin McGuinness
because it was just easier.
Yeah, you'll get it straight away.
Yeah. So yeah, that then became like a bit that I had a call back to and stuff like that in my show. And yeah, but it just basically played on the fact that old people do sort of have that old style of being like, oh, you know, they look into things more than they should. They're superstitious.
A white feather falls. That's my granny.
Yeah.
No, that's just the pillows upstairs.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, the light goes off. There's our Daisy. You're like, it's just the electric. You
He loved light.
Yeah.
He loved playing with the lights.
Yeah. It's just so yeah. She thought this wee ginger house cat that was hanging around her bungalow was her friend's dead husband, which is strange on many different levels. Why is the cat not round the wife's house? Yeah. That's where he should.
Where'd
be.
he come back as a cat?
Yeah.
Like, he loved pussy, that fella. He loved pussy.
Yeah.
We just put him back in what he loved.
Yeah. That would have been a good tagline if I would have thought about it.
He loved pussy. See, I love one of those callbacks in the show when you talk about something and it always comes back at the very end. I go, and I fucking boom.
You like a callback. I like to have callbacks, and I think a good show always has a nice callback on there.
I love it.
Sure.
My recent one when I done the black box, it was always talking about people's orders on the plane. People go to me, can I get a sour cream and onion Pringles and a sparkling water? I'm like, that sounds like pure filth, like TV static and sour cream and what does your mouth taste like? So I was going on about this for the whole fucking thing, and at the very end I just said something. I was like, I tell you what, I'm away for sour cream Pringles and a salted water, good night. I pulled it out of the boom, put it on the top, like,
very good.
And they were like, wow. I was like, so people still come up to me and go, what about a sour cream and salted water? I was like, get the fuck dirt.
And then it starts annoying.
No,
like,
I think it's very good.
You still like it?
You listen,
Well, that's true, actually.
Fucking listen to the shit that comes out of my mouth.
They're paying attention.
They really are. And here, what about Shane Todd being called out by Connor Burns?
So I don't know an awful lot on this. I do get the Connor Burns TikTok videos coming up on my For You page where
ladies only.
He just keeps calling Shane rubber nose pancake face.
Rubber nose pancake face.
I haven't spoke to Shane about it. I can imagine Shane is probably not interested.
Shitting himself.
Worried, terrified. Yeah.
It was being called to go to where this Friday at 7:00.
Is that when the fight is?
Oh well, yeah, it's been arranged. The Empire, maybe, or some sort of
Ulster Hall. I think
Ulster Hall. Is he performing there or something this weekend?
Shane? No. I think that's where the boxing fight is happening, where Connor Burns wants to fight him at. That's what it is.
I would go to that. I would go and watch. I think that'd be a good laugh.
Well, I have a funny feeling Shane's not going to show up that night, so I don't know who.
I'll show up.
I don't know who. Maybe you fight Connor instead.
Fully dressed up, like right to be bought with that big fucking feather hat on up there.
You should fight Connor Burns.
Slaps.
I'd love to. I you have a good chance.
I think he'd bite me or something. I'd be worried.
He might, and you don't want to get the Burns rabies. You
don't want to get the Burns bite. Never coming back from it.
Like transform you into him.
Just run about up Fort William.
He's a character.
He's a fucking character, alright. Belfast has their characters.
There's a lot of characters.
That's what makes it lovely.
That's it.
But Aaron, thank you for coming along. The Laundry Room Podcast, your washing's done.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate being here. Let's do it again sometime for sure.
Shall. I always do a second spin as well after a while.
Class.
I'm like, come back, tell us what's going on, and I will listen to your second comedy. And like,
when I've my next show to promote,
say
I'll be straight on here.
That's what it works.
I hope that I've gained like a new fan base from the gay community now.
Come on, guys, get on there, give them a follow.
Guys.
How do we follow? How do we get it?
Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. It's all Aaron Butler
LinkedIn,
online.
fucking.
LinkedIn, yeah, I do post on LinkedIn. Aaron Butler online. You can find me all. It's easy to find people these days. You
all
type
across.
their name in.
That's it. The odd, if you do see it on Grindr, it's not him. It's just me.
It's just a catfish.
Just me.
I've had those.
No,
yeah.
don't fuck. Nobody wants to catfish this face. They're like, no, I'm alright. I'm like, use the drag one, no problem at all. Still haven't got that yet, but hey ho. Folks, once again, thank you for listening. You are amazing. Keep on keeping on. Don't forget the 27th of February is the Laundry Room Live. We have only got about, at this time of chatting, about 12 tickets left. So grab the last ones, and if you don't get them, shit one. In the meantime, thanks for listening. Love yous loads, and if I don't see you through the week, I'll see you through the window, because your ma's are here. Bye.